everyone. Nice to be here. I hope that you are still wide awake and not have fallen asleep, even though it is quite late. Is that okay? Okay, good. You never know when you're the last speaker and it's that late on Friday evenings. So, it's true. My name is Windeløv-Lidzélius, and I run the KaosPilots in Denmark. So, Swedish pronunciation, not even my kids can do it right, so that's fine. The KaosPilots is a school. It's a it's a design and business school. We used to call it brand school, but actually it's a design and business school. It's situated in Denmark, and it focuses on enterprise and leadership. We want to be an extraordinary school, a school where you love to learn and you love to create. We want to be a place and a space where young enterprising minds become enterprising leaders. And we want to be a place where values and dreams and ideas become a reality. And I'm invited here today to talk about education and innovation. As such, I will talk about leadership, positive change, and increasing rewards. The reason why I'm very passionate about this is that I believe that education holds the potential not to be only the most transformative force on human and societal development, but it can actually be the most liberating one. And also the simple fact that it's extremely rewarding working with young people and see them grow. Today, without a doubt, the world has come a long way. Just in our lifetime, it's come a long, long way. We have seen breakthrough innovations. Our dedication to exploration, experimentation, and collaboration, our will to overcome and to improve, all this have led us an extremely long way and has generated to us more wealth, more knowledge, and more opportunities that we have ever seen before. At the same time, we also recognize that this has led to new problems. We have accentuated old ones and we have created new ones. The good news is that we have the resources to solve and meet some of these at least better than we do today. We have the creativity, we have the compassion, we have the ability to collaborate and the will to overcome these challenges. This leads me to educations, to the system, to teachers, and in fact all of us here. There are approximately 150 million people in the world attending higher education today. There are maybe around 17,000 higher educations out there. All of these institutions have a fantastic opportunity to be a positive force for the people attending. And I bet most of the people that goes to these schools, they have the better capacity to do good and do well at the same time. And I'm pretty sure that they all want to. In this country, you have approximately 76 million people enrolled from kindergarten to graduate school. That is more or less today something like 25% of your population. If you look at it from a wider angle and you include staff, siblings, parents, subcontractors, teachers, etc., virtually the entire country is directly involved in making these institutions work. Not only relying upon these institutions, but actually are directly involved in making them run. As such, we all have an opportunity to be co-creators of these institutions. You have approximately 5 million teachers in this country. That's a formidable force. The question we should ask ourselves is, what are we going to use it for? What should these teachers accomplish? And to the institutions, if anything was possible, what should these institutions accomplish? What is an education? An education is, at its heart, a conviction about what it means to be a human being and our collective aspirations for the future. In 1997, a young Dane, Michael, entered into the KaosPilots. He had traveled extensively throughout Asia, and he had fallen in love with the Tibetan culture. He had seen that the Tibetan culture was on the verge of disappearing. At the same time, he was a passionate football, that means soccer for you guys. Passionate soccer fan. Now at the KaosPilots, he wanted to combine these two. So he told the KaosPilots, I want to build the first national soccer team of Tibet. And as an institution, you have two potential responses. Either you are mad. Tibet is hardly a country, and what do you really know about making such a project happen? Or you can say, that's a fantastic idea. The world needs ideas like this. Tibet certainly needs it, and we will do anything we can to support you. Michael spent the 3 years at the KaosPilots seeing this dream come alive. And it took him on an adventurous journey from being endorsed by the Dalai Lama to seeing a documentary movie called The Forbidden Team happen. When he graduated, the first game was to happen in Denmark, Tibet versus Greenland. And let me put it like this, it's not exactly US versus Mexico. There is a side to this story, and that side story is China. Somewhere along the line, they had picked up that this project was going to happen, and they weren't happy. They were not happy at all. They called the local government in Greenland and said, "What are you up to? Are you mad?" And the Greenland authorities said, "We don't know anything about this, we're not up to anything, and we are not mad." If this game goes down, that will be consequences, severe consequences. Clearly, they became a bit nervous. So they called the Danish authorities and said, "What are you up to? Do you know anything about this at all?" The Danish authorities responded, "We are not mad. We certainly have nothing to do with this one." A bit more investigation, and the name KaosPilots appeared. He received a phone call saying, "What are you up to? We have an international incident on our hands. Are you completely mad?" And we said, "We might be mad, but we have no idea what you're talking about. We are not involved, and Michael has, by the way, graduated. So there's nothing we can do about it." Afterwards, we called Michael and said, "We might have a slight challenge on our hand." And he said, "Okay, I will do my best to sort it all out. I will talk to the Chinese and try to make them see things differently." At the Chinese embassy, they weren't very helpful. The conversation really didn't go anywhere. In the middle of all this is around year 2000. So mobile phones weren't that common fully yet. Michael's phone rang. Accordingly to the story, one of his friends. But Michael picked up the phone and said, "Hi, this is Michael. Ah, CNN, nice to hear from you. I might have a story for you." And the tension eased. The game happened later that summer. As an institution, you got to stand by your values. For what else are you? And if you hope to install the same values and virtues in your students, you certainly have to do so. At the KaosPilots, we train and educate change makers. They come to us because that they are longing for a change, and they come because they have hope to see and make change happen. We offer them a space and a place which they enter with their flaws and their virtues, and with their strengths and their weaknesses, and with their hopes and their passions. We give them an opportunity to raise their own bar, to strive towards their own potential, and to be the best of whom they are. We only ask one thing of them, and that is that they need to create the education that they want. We are approximately 105 students every year. We only do real projects, work with the real needs and with the real people. Every year we work with approximately 100 new organizations. That means that in the course of the 20 years that we have existed, we have worked with something like 2,000 organizations. We have graduated approximately 600 KaosPilots. Our hope is that we have helped these organizations to grow, and our hope is that each student that have graduated from us is not just an alumnus, but that they are in fact a manifestation of the KaosPilots. In their own way, they hold the potential to be a school for other KaosPilots. So where are we right now? We have a system out there, thousands of schools, an infrastructure. We have a setup. We have an institutional logic that have existed more or less in the same way for the last 1,000 years. Are these institutions today the biggest problem we have? Are they standing in the way for the change? Have they lost contact with reality? Are they not delivering? That is possible. I'm not the man to answer that one. We all know that most of them were founded in a different era and in an ancient tradition. And today we live in an era that is not centered around stability. It's centered around complexity and rapid change. The question we should ask ourselves is, what type of an institution, what does an institution look like that is centered and founded upon complexity and change? That is the biggest question we ask ourselves today. We try to do it at least. At the KaosPilots, the KaosPilots is more or less a story about what it means to be human. It is about compassion, it is about creativity, it is about leadership and how to navigate in times of turbulence. institutional change is possible, and societal change is possible through institutional transformation. Can the KaosPilot model be replicated? Possibly. I think so. All you really need is actually a number of dedicated people, a will to see something happen, imagine it happen, and go out and do it. Thank you so much.